I vaguely know what this one is going to be about. It has something to do with trucks. And the only reason I know it has something to do with trucks is because I believe Ezra was complaining about it, but it wasn't that important to the episode. And like Vienna and I just recorded it. But it was like his Ezra's main complaint with this is that it was produced by Unifor. So for those who don't know, Unifor is a union uh, that mostly represents like the auto industry or that kind of a job, anyways. And their party leader Jerry Diaz tends to be more liberal oriented. I think in the last federal election they supported the Liberal Party of Canada. Uh, they also have their own internal conflicts with unions generally because they were, what's the term for it? They were like stealing other locals from other unions and were therefore kicked out of the Canadian Labor Congress. And so there's tensions that exist there because the Canadian Labor Congress is specifically for, like, it's right in the constitution of the CLC that they support the NDP, and through that they get delegate status at conventions and other stuff like that. But Unifor was now free from the CLC, backing liberal candidates and doing other wacky shit. And yeah, I have my own issues with Unifor. They released an they had an advertising campaign to save the Oshawa plant, which was a General Motors plant that was shutting down. And they did so in a way where the advertising was like very critical of Mexican workers, which is not, in my opinion, how you build solidarity. Mexican workers are just as deserving of jobs as everyone else. So that was not cool, Jerry Diaz. But I mean, like, there's other ways they could have advertised against the closing of that plant, which is like, let's nationalize it and retool it to make energy efficient vehicles. But instead, they went along the lines of like, these are our jobs, and like Mexicans are stealing our jobs, which is not cool. But Ezra's mad at them because Unifor also represents a lot of media locals. So a lot of people in the media industry have been unionizing under Unifor. So I think like people who work at I think it was the National Post recently. So like most of them are now members of Unifor. And so Ezra thinks that there's like an inherent contradiction with being a member of a union and having your union produce political advertisements while you're supposed to be like objectively covering the news. Uh, and so there's some conflict of interest here, although it doesn't like fully make any sense because Ezra, as he pretends to be objective, released a book and like yard signs last election, which, if anything, is like worse or like way more. And did so illegally. Like at least Unifor is a third party election advertiser, so they're allowed to do this. Where Rebel refused to sign up to be a third party advertiser and therefore got fined $3,000 for the release of their book and their yard signs. But Ezra thinks there's some kind of conflict. I don't think there's a conflict. But we are going to watch this ad. He also says this ad is just like, it's making fun of Albertans, I think he said, who really enjoy driving trucks or something like this. So let's see if that holds up. I'm very curious.
The next model of conservative is here. Meet the 2021 O'Toole, ready to steer Canada in the wrong direction. Engineered by big corporations to leave us behind. Driven to cut healthcare and public services, just like Jason Kenney. Another out-of-touch politician at a price we can't afford. Meet the 2021 O'Toole. New name, same old conservative.
All right, that wasn't a bad ad. I don't think that was a terrible ad. You know, it's not convincing me. I already like agree with it, but I like the metaphor. You know, the truck's breaking down
in the wrong direction.
I don't know, like how like Ezra was framing this, that like somehow it was making fun of Albertans because there's a truck in this. Like, do you get that vibe? I didn't like. I guess maybe Harper's Albertan adjacent. So like maybe like I don't know. I do like that they got like a voice actor that is kind of like the Ford F-1000. Gen on an engine that purrs. They did get they casted a pretty decent voice actor from this.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.